Seeing that fly squashed, seeking freedom, beginning for mercy, trying to find refuge, screaming in agony watching the life flash before its eyes as I see its demise, being held captive with no residence, asylum, oasis, or sanctuary to escape to. It is just so substantially ebullient, jaunty, exhilarating. I simply find it irrepressible to hide my prodigious joy. This is the YouTube Shorts comment section. Hey everyone, Noble Xenon here, welcome back to some more IAmVerySmart. Let's get started. So, this next one, shockingly enough, actually provided solid information. Someone even said thank you, very informative, I stand corrected, with a little smiley face. That's how you know it's good info, but of course, the intellectual just had to reply, thanks. I am no idiot, and my IQ is by far higher than most people. I don't need to boast about it. Just look at my post history. Thanks and give a follow, smiley face. Yes, no need to boast about it, but I do need to point it out on Reddit. Will do, thinking I can learn some more from it. Could just say, hey, I have some more interesting information here. No need to go on about the far higher IQ. This next one is several standard deviations above the rest of us mere mortals. Demonstrably false on the first count. The second may be true, but the occupational nonsense is silly. There aren't 100 million female doctors and lawyers on the planet. If you want to pick a fight though, I'm always game. I'm an engineer and entrepreneur, former child prodigy, with an IQ 3 standard deviations right of the median. I've met just 3 people in my life whose intellect towered over my own. One was a billionaire, the other 2 were fairly obscure Nobel laureates. Guys post is funny. Chuckle and move on. You see, as a former child prodigy, I must point out my exact location on the chart of IQ. And now I can recall this clearly. I always knew I was above average intelligence, finishing at the top of classes in school, but I never thought of myself as extremely intelligent until social media came along. That revealed the idiots. It literally causes me great fear to learn how dumb the general population is, driving 2-ton death machines on the same roads I do, having weapons easily available to purchase. There should be a test involved for intelligence to obtain them, etc. It often baffles me how people survive daily. Now bro's making the rest of us look bad. My friends say Lord of the Rings bored them. Goodness, maybe is not worth being their friends. Intellectual replies, it's because these kinds of films require great intellect to be appreciated. My siblings don't like watching with me too, cause they don't like complex movies and stuff. They just like superficial things. You see, you need to have a certain IQ to understand Lord of the Rings. It's not like millions of people have watched the movies, right? Agree! In short, we are intellectuals. Ha 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 ha, so keep going and just have a great time. If you need this level of intelligence to understand the movies, then imagine the level required to understand the books. And now we may have just found a master of everything! I think that because I really am a master and subconsciously have a very strong soul and spirit that just tries to be the best at what I can do, and the arguing is because I often get into arguments with others because they just don't get on with me that well, because I usually think of myself as a master in any situation, and maybe it also logically stands for my conflict that I have with myself, because my high IQ sometimes really gives me the problem of whether I should listen more to my mind, which is connected to my high IQ, or should I rely on things that are not logical, like philosophy and spirituality, i.e., what my heart or my seventh sense tells me. And here I thought logic was a key part of philosophy. I guess my IQ just isn't high enough. I will request you to look up what the definition of what a dude is before you recklessly fling verbal slang at a stranger like that. I was reading college level by the time I reached the 2nd grade. Wow. On top of that, I was championing the spelling bees with an apostrophe S as well. I know quite well what the definitions in the encyclopedias were, long before the internet was even introduced to the masses. While I agree that democracy is the mechanism, you obviously need to revisit your grade school education and look up the fact that our founding fathers identified us as a republic. This next one is so smart, not only do they understand pretty much most sciences, but they also don't even know what their IQ is. It's just surpassed the ascended levels, not even numbers could describe it. I don't know what my IQ is. I work in a small town at a gas station on graveyard shift. I'm certainly far more intelligent than most of my coworkers. Yet you all work there, so they can barely count change, and I have a basic understanding of quantum mechanics, relativity, and pretty much most sciences, including computer science. I do enjoy the night shift being alone, and yet I still have to interact with my coworkers and customers. So, are you alone or not? Dark humor is a good way to navigate encounters. I admit, I do find entertainment in playing little games with people, sleight of hand or simple psychological tricks, all fun. Ah yes, the master of manipulation right here. Too bad that mastery is so limited. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then why not like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell? This next one's on a post about beef jerky. Okay then, I wish I could get this across without sounding like a jerk, but here goes anyway. Your question asks if your teeth will fall out sooner than people who don't. That is, will your teeth fall out sooner, or will people who don't fall out sooner? You're actually asking if people will fall out sooner. You never mention the teeth of those people. What you probably mean is if I eat beef jerky every single day, will my teeth fall out sooner than the teeth of people who don't eat beef jerky every single day? As you wrote your question, there is no possible answer. So it sounds like you actually understood the question, you're just being pedantic. You are correct, but you still sound like a jerk. It's cool though, this post is about jerky, now I'm the jerk, sad face. I have 130 IQ. I don't trust things that don't make sense. If you believe that vapes are healthier than the herb itself, then I feel sorry for you, with a little kiss face at the end. And now a programming biology master. Feminists are dolls to me, LMFAO. I work on microbiology and also mastered programming, which I worked for multiple games and made multiple websites. Sir, what do you mean by that? For this next one, a commenter corrects someone else on the spelling of Eminem, and the person who was not even the one to misspell Eminem replies, "What are you, the grammar police? First off, I have a doctorate and 2 masters. I have better grammar than you. Second, I've been listening to Eminem probably longer than you've been alive. I've also met him and seen him in concerts. Third, what a waste of a beautiful comment." They weren't even referring to you. These so-called intellectuals, who are really pseudo-intellectuals, will take any excuse to brag about their IQ, their degrees, their science, or whatever. And speaking of whatever people say, there's only just one true answer. Practice. Learn to type people in everyday life and recognize patterns. I got high IQ and questioned how to differentiate between people's personalities since I was a kid. I've spent last year and a half learning MBTI, what a BS, socionics and Enneagram. Now I can sometimes get a correct typing based on a phrase or a social account, not to mention all the things I've learned about certain functions being in certain spots. People are starting to become very predictable. You are right about the need to learn how every function behaves in every spot. That's the key for correct typing. If you think it's such a BS, then why do you think you're such a master at it? And now for this next one, maybe his taxes should increase. Lol, Facebook flagged my flat earther pancake earth saying it's false information, because it is. They're trying to push my post down in people's newsfeed to keep more people in the lie. It's been proven in many different ways that it's not a globe, just more proof. When does it end? I wonder if my taxes are going up too. Maybe I might get audited because I won't accept their lies. Lord have mercy on us all, laughing emojis, hashtag the liars have the power, hashtag oh no. And now a so-called engineer with an IQ of 180 doesn't understand how spelling or punctuation work. Well, Simon Dan is a Bible-believing Christian with a 180 engineering IQ. If you've studied any astronomy or astrophysics, then you know when we invented the atomic clock, we discovered our Earth is slowing down, the universe as it expands is slowing down, and the before atomic clocks all time was measured by the sun, moon, and our day-night cycles, and if you go back to the Big Bang, everything was moving 10 times faster than now. In Adam's time, one daylight period was only 1.2 hours long, and night was 1.2 hours! This is my personal theory of time dilation. Like an eye expanding our universe, and time is slowing and expanding. Dilating time. If Adam lived 930 years, Bible says 10,000 years ago, 930 times 365 equals 339,450. Shorts, days, Adam's live times 3 hours equals 1,018,350 hours he lived, then translated to our time by dividing 24 hours equals 42,431.25 real days. Divide by 365 equals 116 years Adam lived in our time because Earth was spinning and revolving 10 times faster. Days flew by and slowed down gradually. In another 10,000 years, one day will last 240 hours or 10 of our current days. The Bible is never wrong, just people's stupidity about life is time dilation. Is real, and soon the rest of science will catch up to me. Neil deGrasse Tyson and others will discover I'm right within 10 years, and yes, humans' lives are getting longer, but days are also. Adam's age was not a measurement of his actual biological age, but a measure of the speed of rotations of Earth around the sun. How many days he lived were short hour-long days, were never had an outside way until atomic clocks to keep an independent time to corroborate Earth's day-night. What on earth are you even on about? All I know is that there is no evidence of any kind of punctuation being used in this post at all. I guess with your ascended IQ of 180, you don't need punctuation. Only low individual IQs need that. Or low IQ individuals. See, even I'm getting confused. For this next one, ing is a particle of negation. Ing is a poison suffix, not necessary. Suffixing is future tense, a particle of negation. Over 50% of English speech contains oxymorons, but there is a mathematical interface on grammar, so at least we have a choice to speak and write with continual sense, or rather continual tense. After all, we are continual people, just like the rest of nature's life forms. He doesn't claim he's smart, but he sure does act like he belongs here. And now your logic is self-contradictory. Let's take Elon Musk's words at his face value and assume he is manufacturing guru. Then how can he claim that other people are better than him if he is the best person he ever met at manufacturing? That would be a humble flex. I scored on an IQ test 93 to 97%, meaning that 95% of people who took that test scored worse than me. It also was a test where I felt at my worst. Time tasks, stress, distractions. Can I claim that I'm the smartest person I know? It is the same thing which Elon Musk did, but without arrogance. Are you sure about that? From his perspective, he might as well know most about manufacturing than anyone else he knows. The problem is, he doesn't know many people who have in-depth understanding of manufacturing, and if he does, he doesn't respect them. When you are that 1%, the world starts to look different, even though you yourself claim to be at best in the top 3% of IQ. I see people who are less intelligent than me everywhere. I do not notice people who could challenge me intellectually for decades, because they either do not appear in my environment or I do not notice them. Same thing happens for things which I'm very into. I know Warhammer 40k lore better than writers, than creators, than community. Sure, I might not know everything and there's certainly someone else better than me in that specific area, but I probably never encounter that person and realize his talents. Thus, to claim that you are the best at something is reasonable. However, at that point, you are just a big fish in a small pond. Except you can use your same argument to say that it is completely unreasonable to say that you're the best at everything, because you might never meet the person who's the best in the world at something. Anyway, you do not need to feel intimidated by my intellect. Yes, it was percentile-based. Glad that I'd cleared this up. I hope you can clear your other misunderstandings. This next one had nothing to do with the topic at hand. Nice content. I've always felt compelled to pursue the greatest interests of mankind. To wit, a way to be influential, powerful, and protected. Always felt the need to be recognized wherever I go. Not because I am proud or clamorous, but because of who I am and what I represent. The inner me is gasping to find out more knowledge about the human race, and about the things that not everyone is destined to know. I wish to blossom into the enlightenment that our forebears wanted so desperately for us to gain. 404 likes in the YouTube comment section. Brilliant. This next one's just sad. A chat mod of a Discord server for a mobile game. By the way, it's not satire. They're always like this. People who lurk waiting for me to make a mistake. don't actually realize I have an IQ of above 120. I'm very logical with my actions as a mod. Only the best Discord mod out there. I've been doing this for around 5 to 10 years anyway, so that's a long wait for a lot of people. Ah, my superior skills of Discord moderation. This next one not only claims an IQ of 159, they also claim the Earth is flat. Me too, starting with you. 159 is mine. Let's go. And yes, I know the Earth is a flat, extended plane. It's quite obvious to people who actually reason and do research properly, and remove all the brainwashing you've been subjected to. There is just no reasoning with these people. They just believe what they want to believe, and claim everything contrary to their beliefs is brainwashing. And now intellectuals who wish they had a lower IQ. I have an IQ of 130, and it's friggin' dreadful. Everyone is R-word, and it feels euphoric when I'm able to talk to other intelligent people. I wish I was dumber. And a fellow intellectual replies, I know, brother. I'm at 140 and had a kid in high school and recognized early that college had nothing to teach me, that I couldn't learn faster alone, so I went straight to work. Everyone I work with seems idiotic to me, but the smartest thing you can do is search for their value. It's a fun game. 141, and I feel exactly the same way, and you experience way more of the damnation of our world. The carefree nature of most disgusts you, while you see all the BS, which once again, disgusts you. Everything is just so disgusting. Ugh. I have no pride in my intelligence. It's just a tool. I do not pity those lower than I envy them because I wish that I could be more like them and enjoy life the way they do. They just seem like the very embodiment of ignorance is bliss. Yeah, I had a mental breakdown and cried when I was 7 because I realized no one in my life could understand the things I could understand, and I couldn't tell them why I was crying without sounding like I was calling them stupid. Growing up, people don't understand that there's a level of loneliness you have to deal with as a high IQ person. You're not mature enough for adults, and children can't relate. It stunts your social growth. I'll be honest here, there's actually some truth to this one. When I got tested, I was a 135, and dude, I totally get you. I feel like I'm talking to mindless drones most of the time. That's why I actually like work, because it's full of intelligent people, and it's just nice to have that somewhere. Finally, I've found my high IQ people! Worthy intellectuals. And Lonely Heart says my favorite is the one-upsmanship on display here. Man, I'm so smart, my life is so hard, I am a 130. Oh, I know, right? I'm a 140, and it's like water torture. Right, you said you're a 140, I'm a 141, and you tell the truth, bro. 142 here, and being this smart is a nightmare. I couldn't even stand to have a conversation with those two morons. And for this next one, we may have just found the antithesis to my mind. The psychology behind this must be so interesting to understand, yet so sad. Intellectual replies, may I say this? The people that do wish to understand the psychology of this I find fascinating. I don't wish to know. I find their lives an antithesis to my mind. I don't understand your fascination with them, just like I imagine you don't understand my fascination with you. I find this all just so fascinating. I don't like to see TV. It is bored. I prefer chess, maths, or still learning trick of Rubicon's Cube. Rubicon's Cube, huh? r/IAmVerySmart. This next one's on a clip of a children's show presenting a cool fact. Can you blow out a flame through glass? Simple arrow, simpletons. Yeah, that's like the entire point, to explain science to children. It's supposed to be simple. This next one's on a post about gifted kid burnout. Check this account and I'm afraid it isn't satire. Quora once again. Hey, gifted guy here. Did you ask about the meaning of life? I solved it and it's being published in about a month. How can I help you on the subject? How does one even solve the meaning of life? This person has to be trolling. Or advertising. As Cynic AI says, this guy is advertising his post in every one of his posts. Wait, what? Probably meant advertising his book in every one of his posts. Posts about cats? Definitely a kitten, but I've written a book on the meaning of life that is releasing soon, so of course I would know that. Post about tattoos? It's a good line work that reminds me of my upcoming book on the meaning of life. Post about gerbil? Definitely a girl, very closely related to my new book on the meaning of life. Post about pizza? Yeah, looks delicious. really gets you thinking about the meaning of life, about which I just so happen to have written a book about that will be released soon. He's his own ad agency and social media hype man. So, I'd like to thank all of my channel members, especially Amethyst Phoenix, Goodnight Cheems, Catalan Cormendi, My Cock, Hold Up, Nightcrawler, VicMeister1999, and Zoe Horsham. If you'd like to join, just click the join button below. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell if you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment if you've got something on your mind.